What's going on, everybody? It's legionofgamer.com Centurion 1307 back at you with another piece of content. I want to thank you for tuning in because I have a wee bit of a confession. Please don't think any less of me, but my PlayStation was just hacked. Yes, you heard it right. My PlayStation was just hacked actually a few days ago. And yes, before we get too deep into it, I did not have two-step authentication turned on. But that is still not an excuse, as at the time I didn't have two-step authentication turned on my Xbox either. With the information that this yahoo mined out of my PlayStation, he tried to hack my Xbox also. Keyword there, tried. Both of these attacks occurred within 24 hours of each other. So I'm wanting to share with you the story and experiences I went through in dealing with this situation and how both companies handled it differently. Now, with two-step verification turned on both accounts, let's start at the beginning of this nightmare. There I was, just got done podcasting with a great group of individuals, and I said to myself, I think I should check my emails like I do every day. That's when I discovered this email, that I changed my password on my PlayStation. Then there was this one that said I changed my sign-in ID, which is basically your email. Knowing that I had not done any of this, I instantly became alarmed and went over to my PlayStation to see how bad it was. I had been completely signed out of my PlayStation, all my digital content, games, and DLC were completely locked. And there was no way for me to send a password reset or any kind of a reset for my account because he had changed the email. The circumstances of him changing the password in the email are still a little unusual to me, and I will get to that in just a second and tell you why. The big piece of information you need to know here is the only way to fix this is to get into contact with customer support. Unlike their competitors, customer service at PlayStation does close and there is no way to get a hold of them, whether it's by phone or chat. And I know this from experience because I have texted Microsoft at 12 o'clock in the morning and got a response. So I had to wait for them to open, which was going to be around 10 hours. So I called them around 6:30 the next morning and still had a 10-minute wait just to speak to a representative. Now, I have heard horror stories in the past in dealing with the Sony PlayStation representatives, but the guy I got was actually really nice. I explained to him the situation and what was going on, and the funny part is he actually did not act surprised. He even told me that it was a good idea that I did not have any credit card information stored on my console as it is unsafe. So to prove to him who I was, I had to provide him with receipts that I had received over the next few months from purchasing stuff on my console using digital currency. That's another piece of information you need to know if this ever happens to you. Be sure to save all the receipts from any transactions that you do on PlayStation, paid for or free. You'll want to keep them. After about 15 minutes of questions and other personal information that he needed from me, he told me he was finally authorized to help me fix my account. We then spent the next 15 minutes fixing my account, and it started with this. He sent me the links that are needed to reset the password and the online ID. I did have to ask him, are these links always sent when resetting your password or ID? And he told me yes. I then had to ask him, well then how come I didn't receive them when this individual was resetting my stuff? He told me he had no idea on how they were able to reset my stuff without being able to get into my email and use the links that should have been emailed to me. Well, I guess that's just gonna be one of those mysteries of the universe on how they did it. Well, after fixing everything, this kind individual helped walk me through the process of setting up two-step verification. Once it was all set up, he showed me something that most PlayStation owners don't understand about two-step verification. You will always need your phone to authenticate your two-step verification. So what would you do if you didn't have your phone? If you go to your account and securities tab on either your PlayStation or online, you will find a drop-down called backup codes. Now, do not give these codes out. They are specific to your PlayStation and you should have them printed off and written down just in case you don't have your phone. They are one-time use codes. There's 10 of them, and you will be able to use them just in case you don't have your phone to get past the two-step process. That way you can go in and put in a new phone number or wherever you would like to start receiving the codes again. Well, I thought this nightmare was over, and I hung up the phone and I went to work. Well, a few hours later, while I'm at work, I receive another message, this time from Microsoft. Now keep in mind, at this moment, I do not have two-step verification turned on my Xbox at that point in time. Microsoft emailed me letting me know that they had locked my account due to detection of unusual activity from Saudi Arabia. They even provided the fact that he was either on a phone or a tablet and his IP address. Yes, I still have the address and I will provide it to any law enforcement agency that will ask me for it, but on this video it's blocked out. So anyways, I instantly push the button that says, no, this was not me. Let's stop this from happening right now. After pushing that button, it instantly took me to a screen to start changing my password and other credentials and turning on two-step authentication. So this whole second attack ordeal was completely over in a matter of minutes. I changed my credentials and turned on two-step verification, all without having to call the customer service number or getting into the customer service text chat. This was all thanks to a heavy blanket of systems and securities that Microsoft has in place to prevent this from happening, even if you don't have two-step verification turned on. After this whole ordeal, this has made me reconsider where I'm going to be purchasing a large amount of my content going forward. And this proves yet another reason why Xbox continues to get my money. So there we are, there's the story of hackers trying to attack both my consoles within 24 hours of each other. Tell me down in the comments below, what do you think about this whole situation? Yes, I know I'm a dumbass, but you can still see how one system has heavier security measures than the other. Now, I also understand that these companies aren't exactly perfect, and I'm pretty sure there's some people that have been hacked with Microsoft as well. That being said, let's share our hacking horror stories down in the comments below so that way we can share them with everybody and bring this situation into the light. This video is not to say that PlayStation sucks. It's to point out the fact that I should have had a little bit more better protection for my information because the competitors are already providing that. The big question I'm still asking right now to this day is, where were those emails that I should have gotten in the first place that this was happening? Instead, I just got 2 emails that said, hey, thanks for changing your stuff, have a great day. And I really want to point out that, again, when I asked the representative about this, he couldn't explain how, and he told me it was probably my fault in something that I did. So thank you once again for taking time out of your day and checking out my video. Please send me a like and subscribe down below as I regularly drop content, and please check me out on legionofgamer.com. Also, be sure to check out my new weekly video series, This Week in Gaming, where you get a quick rundown of the news and rumors floating around in the gaming industry this week. So till we meet again, my friends, be sure to game hard out there.